What is up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So I'm doing another Snowmiser look. I did one last year, but I never posted it. But I was like, okay, I need to do a new one this year. So since I've been painting myself a whole bunch of different colors the last couple months, I decided I had to do my face blue. So makeup wise, the first thing I did was spray my face with the Scandinavia makeup primer spray and the oil control one, and then I put on a couple different primers. So when it came to this look, I had an idea of what I kind of wanted to do, but I didn't have it like perfectly planned out. Like some of the stuff I did, I just like thought of on the like spot and stuff and worked with my original plan. Even the brows that I thought I wanted to do, I ended up changing them towards the end. You will see them later. But I started off with this white color fix from the Snowmiser Beauty. I'm not gonna lie, this product is definitely gonna be in my 2024 phase video because I've used it for so many different things throughout this last year and I absolutely actually love it. So the really good thing about the color fix is that you don't actually have to set them. They're gonna dry down the matte and they're pretty much like long wear, like, you know, waterproof in my opinion. They definitely like hold up to the test of time for the majority of times I've used them. I've used them for eyebrows, of course. I've used them for a liner. I've used them for like illustrations, like brows, lips, so many different things. So now that I've drawn my brows on, I'm basically going to clean them up, and I'm using Oasis, which is another one, the color fix. And I'm just basically comparing it to this color from the color case because that's going to be my foundation color. When it comes to the color fix, I like to blend them out in smaller sections. That way they just don't dry down too fast compared to me blending them. Like, I don't want them to be like almost dry and I just start blending them because then it's going to get streaky and patchy. It's going to be ugly as I don't know what. Okay, so now that I've like basically made my eyeshadow base like as solid as possible, I'm actually going to set it with the RCMA No Color Translucent Powder. And I know you don't have to necessarily set like the color fix, but I actually like setting my eyeshadow base. Like I do this all the time, so I don't know, I just feel like it just seals in the deal, and I just want to make sure that I'm not going to have any creasing because I do have like, I don't know, overlapping eyelids. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like if I don't set my eyeshadow base, it will literally like crease and it's gonna look so bad. But I'm actually going in with the Melt Cosmetics Muerte palette. Side note, if you hear some snoring in the background, it's Shadow. He's literally like asleep right now. I'm not gonna lie, he's snoring. But anyways, so I blend my eyeshadow out with this fluffier brush. I used the biggest, like fluffiest brushes, like closest to my eyeshadow. I mean, not my eyeshadow, my eyebrow, because I want that area to be a little bit more diffuse than everything else. It doesn't have to be like so intentional, if that makes sense. Like this shade, I want it to be like, you know, only in a certain spot. That's why I'm using a denser brush and a fluffier brush, and then I'm going back in with that first brush just to make sure that the transition of the shades is pretty smooth, or as smooth as possible. Not gonna lie, I edited this video so fast because I really wanted to get it out by Christmas because I don't know, I haven't posted in a minute and I really just wanted to post like some Christmas makeup because I've had ideas for stuff. It's just like I barely be having time. Like I be tired as hell. So like now I'm on break, like I have a little second to like actually do my makeup. Okay, so now I feel like we're getting into the star of like the show today, which is my Eclectic color case from Made by Mitchell. So I actually love this color case, and like I know I've seen different ways to use it, and I feel like me using it as like a like foundation, like concealer to cut my crease, stuff like that. Like I just really be playing with different like products and stuff and see how can I incorporate them into my makeup to like, you know, give me that best like final product, if that makes sense. So I'm taking this little neon, it's a prismatic pigment from Jelly Cosmetics, and it's basically white. This is Casper, I think that's the name of it. So the reason why I used that white pigment was to basically set my cut crease, because once again, I don't want like my eyeshadow to start creasing. And I'm going in with one of the Infinite Chrome Flakes from the Snowmiser Beauty. I forgot what color this was, but it looks like this like bluish, greenish, like shifty color. And I thought that this would be cute to top it because I want to do something like sparkly. Once I had covered the entire area with those chrome flakes, I decided to take these Polaris, I think that's the name of it. It's a cosmic glitter from Jelly Cosmetics, and they basically kind of look like stars in my opinion, but they're like the 4 pointed stars, if that makes sense. But I just want to add like a little extra effect, so I added these on top. And now that I've basically finished my eyeshadow with the top of my eye, I'm going to go ahead and take my Essence Cosmetics Super Precise Eyeliner, and I like to use this to basically just line my lash line. I feel like it helps blend my eyeshadow in with my lashes a little bit more, so it's not that stark of a difference. And then now I'm taking my lash lacquer from Made by Mitchell. It's a black mascara, and this brush is a little bit thinner. I would love this brush to put on like my bottom lashes because I feel like it would help it, like, you know, be a little bit more precise, and that way I don't have as much smudging. But I don't even mind when it comes to smudging sometimes. Like sometimes it just feels like a vibe. Anyways, so I'm taking that color case from Made by Mitchell. I'm taking that minty color and I'm basically using it to conceal the top of my brows. I didn't want to do a lighter color because I felt like it just didn't need it for like this look, honestly. But I'm blending it out before I take that minty color and basically put it all over my face as a foundation. I like using the color case for like my colorful like face looks because I feel like the color case, one, like the blendability is a little bit easier compared to like other products. Like I used to use the what's it called, the Color Fix from the Snowmiser Beauty, and I really like them and I feel like the coverage is really good. But since they're like more of a like matte longwear product, they're a little bit more drying, and like I didn't like the drying effect. I mean, I have oily skin, like, but a little bit drier in the wintertime and stuff. But I was like, okay, this feels a little bit too drying. So that's why I started trying to use the color case, and I love the color case for this. I feel like, you know, I have a little bit more range when it comes to like the colors and whatnot. I love the neon colors. Like I'm a neon color girly. Like I don't know, I always love neon colors, like bright colors and stuff. And speaking of bright colors, this mint, it eats. Like the final look, chef's kiss. Like I feel like you just be having to like, you know, just vibe with it, just rock with it until like the very end, because once the makeup actually sets, after like, you know, I've set it like completely multiple times, because I set my face 10 million times, especially when it comes to like looks like this when I'm using a non like traditional color for like my foundation. But anyways, I want to do a heat miser look, but I'm planning it out. Like I'm trying to figure out what exactly I want to do, because I did a like red face like with these horns a little while ago, and I don't want it to be exactly the same. So I want the face to be a little bit more orange than red, because that face was a lot more like red in my opinion. So I want to bring in some yellows and oranges, and I'm gonna play around with some stuff. I don't know what I want to do for like the eyeshadow. I'm trying to figure out, do I want to do like a sultry eye? I feel like a sultry like smoky eye would kind of eat. You know what I need Made by Mitchell to like drop? They need to do a huge like color case, like how they have like that big like curve case, or like the blush one. They need to have like one that size but with different colors, like from the color cases. Like I want all the neons, and then I want like the primary colors, secondary colors. Give me some like glitter or like silver or gold. Like give me some stuff like that, because I feel like I would love to have a big case like that. Because if I'm being honest, if I do a couple more looks with this, I feel like I might have like 10 more looks with this, and then I'm gonna have to restock because some of the colors are gonna start getting empty. Like that light green is basically empty at that point, and by the time I do my next couple looks, that orange is probably gonna be empty too, not gonna lie. So I basically used the white shade to highlight my face. I, one, did not feel like trying to mix any color. I was like trying to rush and do this. And then two, I feel like it helps make the look a little bit icier, like a little bit more wintertime with the white and the blue combo. So when it comes to looks like these, like I consider these like kind of like face paint, like full glam looks, whatever. But I do my same routine that I do for like my normal like foundation routine or like my base routine. So same steps. I do my brows first and eyeshadow, stuff like that, and then I clean up my brows, and then I do my base, and then I'm highlighting, and then I will bronze / contour in a second. But I just use the same like routine, like, because I feel like it helps, and also it makes me like not have to think as much. Like I'm like, okay, what color am I just using for this? I feel like that's 10 times easier than trying to figure out how do I want my face to look a certain way. Just do the same technique and just figure out what colors you want to use for your highlight, your base, and then your like contour. So for the contour, I decided that I wanted to mix a shade, mainly because that darker blue that was in the case, I felt like it was just too dark compared to like the base, in my opinion. And then I also wanted it to look a little bit cooler, like a little bit more icy, if that makes sense, with like the lilac purple. I thought that that would cool it down a lot more. So that's why I decided to mix it, because I originally was just gonna go for it, but now I was like, I want to try and mix some shades. And I feel like that's gonna be fun when it comes to me like pushing myself to do different looks, because I have so many like looks in my head and just like things I want to do, but I really want to push myself by, you know, mixing certain colors and see what I can like come up with, and just kind of see how crazy I can get, because I know I can like show out when it comes to these makeup looks. Like ever since I've been like editing this video, I've been looking at that like painting in the background, and I remember someone was like, you should do like basically a makeup for like the like faces in that painting. So I definitely am going to be thinking about that. And then I want to do some more fun stuff. I want to do some more illustrative stuff. I just really want to like push myself while I have the time to like really actually take my time and sit down and do my makeup. I want to try some different things, because I just love to see how far I can grow and just like what I can accomplish, because makeup is something that I absolutely love, and I've been doing it for a very long time. And the only reason why I'm this good is because I sat down and made myself do my makeup, even when like, you know, I didn't really have a reason to do it, or just like thinking about like what's going on, and just be like, okay, well, I can just do a makeup look for that occasion, just because, like, you know, just to do stuff, just to give myself that practice. Because baby, I was doing my makeup almost every single day at some point in high school. For like a good couple of years, I was doing my makeup religiously, and then I stopped for a little second, and then like I recently like kicked back in with it like last year. So around this time last year is when I really started pushing myself again. So as I've like reflected on this year, it's kind of fun to look back at pictures and be like, damn, like that's what I was doing, but like that helped me get to where I am right now. And that's just how I look at it. So you see me now just like setting my highlighter areas, and instead of using a translucent powder, I decided to use this Ben 9 like white like setting powder, because when it comes to my colorful like bases and stuff, what I usually do is I get a pigment. Usually it's one of the like neon or prismatic pigments from Genuine Cosmetics, and I will basically like use that to set the face, because one, I feel like it just helps the color be a little bit more vibrant, and then it helps it be a little bit more opaque, because sometimes when it comes to like these creamier bases and stuff, like they're not made to be foundations and stuff. So I feel like sometimes, you know, it may look a little see-through, and I don't feel like doing like 2 million layers. So adding this like pigment on top, or adding a powder that actually has some pigment to it like on top, it helps like just, you know, create it a little bit more like smoothly. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it just looks a little bit better in my opinion when you're using the pigments, because the colors look vibrant. And once like, you know, they actually get to like marinate, like, you know, the setting sprays or whatever, like help like melt the products into your skin, I feel like it just looks a lot better. So if you don't have any pigments or like loose powders that match whatever color you're trying to do, I also say that you can use like an eyeshadow, because this is a eyeshadow from Pat McGrath, but I mean you can use a matte eyeshadow from any palette if you're trying to like bronze or even add like blush and stuff. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I didn't have that much makeup, like I literally was using eyeshadow for highlighter, like blush, contour, bronzer, all that stuff. again, I'm spraying my face. I told y'all I spray my face like 10 million times when it comes to looks like this. I feel like this was like my 5th time. Or maybe it was more than that. I don't even know. But I was looking at the brows and I didn't like how white they were looking. So I was like, you know what? We're just gonna take this silver like color fix and then we're gonna do something extra. So after I like let the color fix like dry, I ended up going in with this like pigment from Jello and Cosmetics that was silver just to be even more extra. And I'm basically repeating my eyeshadow like underneath my eyes, just because I have bags and I like to just bring my eyeshadow down a little bit, because one, if I have just concealer there, it usually creases and then it's gonna look crazy. So I've just been doing this the last couple of months or even a year at this point. So I decided to switch it up and use this silver like eyeshadow in my waterline instead of black or like a dark gray, just because I felt like it added to like the icy vibe. I'm just adding blush on top of like looks like this. I feel like it's always a risk because sometimes like the base, when it's set, it just like it acts weird when you liquid products, because I've had like separation before. So I'm trying to be like as careful as possible because I don't want to lift anything up. I don't feel like having to touch up stuff. But I added a little bit more red because I wanted it to look, you know, rosy. I feel like this just, I don't know, when I think about icy stuff for like people who are out in the cold, I think about red like cheeks. So that's why I added a whole bunch of blush. I know some people think it's like blush overload, but I definitely like adding blush to my nose and like my chin. But I'm going in with this NARS Exhibit A blush because this is the only red powder blush I have. So, you know, I just always use this one. But I'm just going on top of those areas, and then just to like make it look a little bit less intense, I'm going to like use my like face powder brush, the one I used to set my entire face with that mint color. And then now I'm taking Drip, which is like this blush from Made by Mitchell. And I'm not gonna lie, this eats. Like, I remember seeing him post all the time about this product, but now that I, you know, have actually used it, I'm like, yeah, I see why you was talking about it, Mitchell, because this shit eats. So I definitely did a couple different layers just because I wanted this highlight to be as intense as possible. And plus, I don't know, I feel like it just adds to this type of look. Like, it just adds to the extraness, but it also feels right, if that makes any sense. So I'm taking that silver pigment that I was telling y'all about, and I'm just going in on my brows with it because I wanted to amp it up a little bit more. And then I'm actually going to put these mermaid rhinestones from Get Stone Cosmetics in my eyebrow slit. That's what you see me like beginning to do. So I'm just taking some clear lash glue, and I need to get some more because that one's basically empty. Like, it was so hard to like do this yesterday. But yeah, I just take the back of a spoolie and I just like use that to like place the rhinestones in my eyebrow slit. And then I forgot to add some of this highlighter to my eyeshadow, or like my eyebrow bone. So that's what you see me doing right here. And I accidentally like picked up some of the product on my, what's this, my left eye. But I just made it work. And now I'm just drawing my moles back on. Just final touches. You know, I feel like I should do a trivia on how many times did I set my face in this video. I don't even know, and I'm gonna have to like go back and like watch it, but I don't feel like doing it right now. But anyways, I wonder how many times I actually set my face, because it feels like I said it like 10 million times for real. I know I keep saying it, but I dead ass think I've said it like 10 times in this video. Once I start putting on my lashes, that means the look is basically almost done. These are some lashes from Plushy Lash. I love Plushy Lash. That's where I get majority of my lashes from now, and I feel like they're just cute, and they like fit my eyeshadow or like my eye shape, because I have a little bit like smaller, like more narrow eyes, and I feel like sometimes the bigger lashes, even though I used to rock them inside them a couple years ago, I feel like they just be doing too much, and they're like in a way when I'm trying to like show like my eyeshadow off. It's giving icy. It's definitely giving icy. But anyways, at this point, I'm basically done. So I'm just doing my lip combo with these two liquid, or actually it's one liquid lipstick from Black Moon Cosmetics. I decided to use like this like deeper blue shade because I thought it was cute. And I'm gonna end up going in with the Thread Beauty painted in like this blue color in the middle. Just do a little ombre look because I feel like the look just needed like a darker like lip just to bounce it off a little bit more. Some lip gloss because I'm a lip gloss girly. But this is the final look. I hope y'all enjoyed it and I hope y'all like this video. Bye bye.